how the born-alive baby is born free to benefit in life, is then abused by government and deprived of everything including sweat equity by the corrupt government, who willfully act unlawfully, by the false entity, corporate creation, the legal name, by way of fraud and fails to disclose, acting unlawfully. John Henry was born alive on the 13th of February 2009, at a hospital, in private with a proud mum and dad. Government get mum and dad to register John Henry, by way of force, at registry office into the public, adding dad's name on certified of entry of birth. John Henry Doe was birthed, not born, on the 26th of February 2009. This is a different date to when John Henry was born, 13th February 2009. This creates birth certificates not a legal fiction, as a fiction is not real. It creates a legal entity on bond paper, creating the legal person, citizen, individual etc., with duties and obligations under UK legislation. Official use. Certified birth certificates are widely accepted for official purposes, including passport applications, banking, and other legal requirements to comply with UK legislation. John Henry was born alive to live his life as the beneficiary. John Henry Doe was created on paper, as a dead entity, as the trustee is a legal entity and legal person to enter into contracts, but a dead entity can't speak for itself unless the living take on the role as John Henry Doe. John Henry in private, the beneficiary. John Henry Doe public trustee. Letters come through door addressed to John Henry Doe. John Henry assumes John Henry Doe, the legal entity, is same as John Henry, although each were created on separate dates, as previously explained. John Henry the beneficiary, opens letter to John Henry Doe, by way of consent, unaware that document is written in legal English, assumes the document is written in English language, as John Henry, the beneficiary, totally unaware of legal English, reads letter and if responds enters into a contract as the trustee for John Henry Doe, the legal entity, that requires the born alive, to act as the trustee who has less authority than a fiduciary, that has more lawful standing in honor as a man or woman that government never mention in UK legislation. If you're going to act for the legal named person, consider being a fiduciary but act in good faith. As man or woman and not any kind of a person. A fiduciary is a person or organization with a legal and ethical responsibility to act in the best interest of another party, known as the beneficiary. This relationship of trust and confidence requires the fiduciary to prioritize the beneficiary's needs and act with loyalty and good faith. Here's a more detailed explanation. Legal and ethical relationship. A fiduciary relationship is established when a person or entity agrees to act on behalf of another, creating a legal duty to act in the other party's best interest. Duty of loyalty. The core obligation of a fiduciary is loyalty to the beneficiary, meaning they must prioritize the beneficiary's interests above their own. Acting in good faith. Fiduciaries are expected to act honestly and fairly, avoiding self-dealing or conflicts of interest. Examples of fiduciaries. Common examples include trustees, agents, and officers of a company. Fiduciary duties. These duties can include acting with care, prudence, and diligence, as well as keeping the beneficiary informed.